Okay, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to unpack a really powerful concept from the ancient Bhagavad Gita. And believe me, it has some seriously profound lessons for our modern, chaotic world. It's all about finding that calm in the middle of the storm, and it's called Sthitpragya.
So, does this feel familiar? One day you get a big promotion and you're just on top of the world. And then the next, maybe a relationship ends and you hit rock bottom. It feels like we're constantly being yanked between these extreme highs and lows, just riding this emotional roller coaster that we can't seem to get off of.
And this visualizes it perfectly. You see that chaotic, wavy line? That's how most of us live, reacting to every single peak and every single valley. But there's another way. Look at that steady, straight line. That represents a totally different model for emotional equilibrium, a way to find a stable center no matter what life decides to throw at you.
Well, that stable center, it has a name. The solution to all this emotional whiplash is a concept called Sthitpragya, and it's an ancient answer that honestly feels more relevant today than ever before, especially in our age of nonstop stress.
Let's break the word itself down because it's a bit of a mouthful, right? It comes from Sanskrit. Sthit means steady or unwavering, and prajna means wisdom or consciousness. So you put them together, and sthitoprajna literally means one whose wisdom is steady. It's describing a person whose mind is just completely stable, clear, and balanced.
Now, this is a really crucial point. This isn't about suppressing your feelings or becoming some kind of emotionless robot. Not at all. It's about feeling everything, the joy, the sadness, the anger, but not letting those feelings hijack the system. It's about becoming the calm observer of your emotions instead of being their slave.
So how do you actually get this steady wisdom? Well, the Bhagavad Gita lays out 5 core components, or pillars, of this mindset. And here's where it gets really fascinating. Every single one of these ancient ideas is now being backed up by modern psychology and neuroscience.
This table just lays it out so clearly. Let's take sensory control. The Gita says, don't be a slave to pleasures. What does that sound like? It's exactly what psychologists today call delayed gratification. Like in Stanford's famous marshmallow experiment. Or look at ego dissolution, letting go of that I know everything attitude. That's a perfect match for Carol Dweck's groundbreaking research on the growth mindset. It's amazing. Each one of these pillars has a direct, scientifically proven counterpart today.
So this isn't just some abstract philosophy, right? It's a really practical tool for everyday life. But what does this mindset actually look like when you put it into action?
Well, the applications are literally everywhere, from the absolutely monumental to the mundane. Think about Nelson Mandela. After 27 years in prison, he chose forgiveness over revenge. That is a profound act of a steady mind. But it's also there in the small moments, right? Like choosing to calmly listen to an audiobook in a traffic jam instead of laying on the horn. Or in high-stakes situations, like a stock market crash, where the stable mind makes rational decisions while everyone else is running around panicking.
And if you want a perfect example of this in the world of finance, look no further than this iconic quote from Warren Buffett. This is the Sthitpragya mindset. It's about maintaining independent rational thought, precisely when the emotions of the crowd are going haywire. It's about seeing clearly when everyone else is blinded by fear or greed. And here's the great news. This isn't some superpower you have to be born with. It's a skill that you can learn. It's a muscle that you can actually build. So let's look at a really clear, actionable path to start cultivating your own inner stability. You can start with 3 super simple, science-backed habits. First, just observe your patterns. Start a simple journal. 5 minutes a day is all it takes to see what triggers you and why. Second, train your mind. We now know that practices like meditation literally rewire your brain, shrinking the fear center and strengthening the part responsible for rational thought. And third, widen your view. In a moment of stress, just stop and ask yourself this one question. Will this matter in 5 years? It's so simple, but it can instantly change your entire perspective. At the end of the day, it all comes down to this one crucial point. The real power isn't in trying to control what happens to you. Because let's be real, that's impossible. The power is in creating a tiny bit of space between an event and your reaction to it. That little pause, that's everything. Nobody understood this better than Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and a survivor of the Holocaust. He wrote that between the stimulus, all the horrible things happening around him, and his response, there was a space. And in that space, he said, is our power and our freedom. He found that power in the most unimaginable circumstances you can think of. So that leaves us with one final and really powerful question.
That space, it exists for all of us, in every single moment of every single day. The next time you feel provoked, or frustrated, or totally overwhelmed, you'll have a choice. So the question is, how will you use your space?